Hey everybody, it's Rachel. Welcome back to the channel. So there is a lot of noise out there lately, and I don't mean traffic noise or headlines. I mean emotional noise. Everybody is shouting, nobody's listening, and somehow the loudest person always thinks they are the calmest one in the room. It's kind of exhausting, isn't it? I know, I say that a lot, but damn, that is the word that fits the best. The world is freaking exhausting right now. I think sometimes we forget that strength doesn't have to be loud. It doesn't have to be seen. The kind of strength that actually holds a person together, or a community, is usually the quiet kind. The kind that doesn't just announce itself. It just keeps showing up. There is this quote that I love from no idea where I saw it, not famous that I know of, just something I scribbled down once. Calm doesn't mean you don't feel the storm. It means you trust your footing. That is quiet strength. It's what keeps us steady when everything else feels uncertain. And lately, I've been thinking about how much that kind of strength matters. Maybe more than ever. Because the truth is, we can't control what's swirling around us, but we can control whether we get swept up in it. Now, if you've been here for a while, you might remember a video where I compared life to off-roading. Actually, you probably haven't seen it. A lot of you didn't like it. Didn't even get past the first couple of minutes, according to the analytics. And a lot of people left the channel over that one, which honestly kind of cracked me up. Apparently not everyone loves a metaphor. That's okay though. Some people like the smooth highway. I get it. But I have learned that sometimes the only way forward is over something that looks impossible at first. And when you're climbing over something rough, whether it's a boulder or a bad week, you can't just floor it and hope for the best. You have to ease your way forward. Feel your traction, adjust, listen, and trust that you will find your line. That is quiet strength too. It's not about forcing your way through. It's about trusting your balance while you move through it. And, I think we need to remind ourselves that quiet strength isn't weakness. It's not passive or naive or blind to what's happening. It's what allows us to stay awake without being consumed. Because there is a huge difference between being silent and being steady. Silence is avoidance. Steadiness is awareness with restraint. Quiet strength is what keeps you from lashing out when everything in you wants to do just that. It's what lets you choose your response instead of reacting to someone else's chaos. It's what lets you conserve your energy for the things and the people that actually deserve it. And come on. Let's be honest. The people who do all the yelling, the insulting, the ones who spew endless word salad until your brain hurts, they don't calm anybody down. Not even the people who agree with them. Which I suspect is kind of the point. Confusion and noise keep people off balance. And the more off balance we are, the less likely we are to stop and think for ourselves. That's why quiet strength matters so much. It cuts through the noise without joining it. Think about somebody that you know who carries that kind of quiet calm. You know the person, the one who just makes you feel steadier just by being near them. They don't have to say much, they just are. I like to think that we all know someone like that. I had a coworker once who was exactly that way. Wicked sense of humor, total smartass, but somehow being around him just made everything feel manageable. He didn't fix anything for you, he just reminded you that you could handle it. That is quiet strength too. And if you don't know someone like that personally, think Denzel in just about every movie he's ever made, especially The Equalizer if you've seen it. He walks into chaos, but he's never frantic. He's calm, methodical, centered, even when everything around him is falling apart. That is the kind of energy we need a little more of. And here's the thing, we can be that person, the one who brings calm instead of chaos, the one who makes the people around us breathe a little easier, even if they don't realize why. Because that kind of steadiness, it's not just personal, it's powerful. In a world built on outrage, staying grounded is actually a form of resistance. You don't have to match the noise to make an impact. Sometimes the most effective thing you can do is stand there, steady and unshaken, and remind people that peace is still possible. You know, we've all seen moments like that recently where people completely lose it in front of the world, shouting and posturing like they are the only ones with the answers. But then, if you look in front of them at the people standing there quietly, calm, collected, you can see the difference. That kind of steady composure doesn't make headlines, but it sends a message. Not everyone is buying the chaos. And for a lot of people watching that kind of stuff, that calm was the thing that gave them hope. We live in a world that mistakes noise for power. But the truth is, the strongest people I know don't waste their energy proving it. They hold their ground. They keep their decency. They don't match the volume. They match their values. That is the kind of strength that doesn't burn out. You might not always see the impact of it right away, but quiet strength has this ripple effect. When one person stays calm, it helps others breathe easier. When one person chooses patience, it slows down the chain reaction. It's subtle, but it's contagious in the very best way. And maybe that's what we need more of. Not more arguments, not more opinions shouted into the void, but more examples of grounded, thoughtful calm. The kind that says, I can't control everything, but I can control myself, and that's enough to make a difference. Quiet strength isn't about staying neutral, it's about staying centered. There is a huge difference, because being centered doesn't mean you don't care. It means you care enough to act from clarity instead of chaos. You know, the whole idea of this reminds me of a song someone sent me a few years ago when I was going through all of my crap. It's by a Scottish artist named Dougie MacLean. I had never heard the song before. And yeah, I know, I mention music a lot, but that's because music grounds me. To me, it's its own form of philosophy. I never realized that not everyone listens to lyrics the way I do, but, who knew? But this one stuck with me. The song is called Over My Mountain, and there's this line that always stays with me. I can't feel the wind, and I don't see the snow over my mountain. It's not about escaping the storm. It's about finding that place in yourself that the storm can't touch. That is what quiet strength really is. That calm place inside of you that no one else can shake. The more you find it, the more you realize it was never about ignoring the world. It was about not letting it break your peace. And maybe that's the point. Real power doesn't always roar. Sometimes it just keeps showing up, calm and unshakable, while everything else spins itself out. Okay, that is all I've got for this week. Go be that person, the steady one, the calm one, the quiet strength in the room. The world needs more of that energy right now, and honestly, it looks pretty good on you. Thanks for watching. As always, take care of you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Oh, and if you want to hear that Dougie MacLean song I mentioned, if I can find it, I will link it in the description below. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye. Denzel. Oh. Okay. That was funny. And if you don't know someone like that personally, just think Denzel in just about any movie he's ever made, especially The Equalizer, if you've seen it. He walks into chaos, but he is never frantic. He's calm, methodical, centered, even when everything around him is falling apart. Hold on. Hey, Reggie. Sorry. But that is the kind of energy we need a little more of. And here's the thing. We can be that person. The one who brings calm instead of chaos.